Club lit, rich frostbit, I bought the jewels out. Curving pat downs, I'm strapped down, them goons out. Show up in the city, you know that we getting litty. Running check and recess, so rock girl think I'm Diddy.
How y'all doing? I'm Uptown Bucker, happy hour show. We're here at Bazini's with my good friend Jeff. What's up, brother? Thank you for having us. And one of my favorite chefs in the world right here, my man Gil. What's happening, Gil? I know you can't, you know what I mean, but right. We're here at Bazini's, located 1800 Lindley Avenue. Come on with me, we got the party going on outside with the rest of my co-hosts and whatnot. Hey, I'm about it. Look who just happened to show up. My man Luke. We got your head over here, our comic is starting out. Mother Rob is here, lipstick superstar, and the special guest, Chef Millie. What's happening, bro? All right, welcome to the Happy Hour Show. Let's get down to business. We got the drinks, we got the food, we got the hookah. The food is on its way, out here shortly. Let's go. What's new, Chef Millie? Welcome back.
Man, everything new, Yesterday was yesterday, so everything new.
Yeah, last time you was here at our show, unfortunately I wasn't here, but Bob was here for me.
Yeah.
He was in the basement.
Yeah, definitely.
Really down there. I seen the pictures as well.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. There was a bunch of rappers in there. I didn't know what was going on. Really rappers, you don't know if they rap or they gangsters. Like,
we got Fetty Wap right here.
We got Fetty Wap right here.
He goes.
You know what I mean? But we here now. What's new? What you got coming up?
Well, Sunday I'm doing a joint at Ridge Capital with me and Rel. Me and Rel started this together at Galaxy Lounge years ago. So this might actually be my last hoorah in the hood.
Wow.
The way my career is being forced. It might be my last hoorah in the hood, so that's why I'm doing it at Ridge Capital. I'm from 23rd of Montgomery. I walked past the Rusty Nail my whole life going to Strawberry Mansion. So now it just all fit. That rail there, it's my hood. I gotta do it, and it might be my last hoorah.
So what's next? What's on the horizon?
Oh,
this
man.
your last hoorah. What's up?
Well, right now I'm working for Gordon Ramsay in Atlantic City.
Just about to ask you.
Yeah, so I work for Gordon Ramsay in Atlantic City, and soon I'll be taking a couple of trips. And once those trips happen, I'll be in a select few of chefs in the country. Once I go to London and study, and once I do a certain couple of little things that Gordon wants me to do, I'm gonna be doing some other stuff, and it's not gonna be any room for me to go backwards. Everybody wants to move forward. Everybody grew up and said they wanted to go to Hollywood and get out the hood. I'm just still chasing it.
Now, is it common for after the show for Gordon Ramsay to keep on contestants to actually come back and work for him?
No.
Or does he be like, yo, you so sharp, I'm gonna have you stay on board?
No, yeah, it's rare. I'm probably one of 4 out of 16 seasons of 16 people.
Right.
And I'm 1 out of 4. But I got a gift. That they can't take.
This a round of applause.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. But I got a gift, and the gift that I have is I have a hypersensitive palate. I could smell, I could taste different. It's different. It's weird. It's people try me. Gordon tried me. He put lasagna in in a blender and dyed it blue and put it in a cup and handed it to me and said, "What's this?" And I said, "Lasagna." And he was like, "What?" He was like, "No." He was like, "So not pizza, not spaghetti,
Right.
but lasagna." He said, "How lasagna?" I said, "Oh, the ricotta cheese and how thick the pasta was."
Right.
No, I'm talking about blended up blue shake in a cup, and he tripping. And
I would have thought it was ice cream. I would have thought it was something like that.
Yeah.
I would have thought he was asking me to taste that.
Yeah.
Once I tasted it, I would have been able to blew my script. I wouldn't have had.
Yeah, it was, and that's why I say it was crazy.
My palate isn't as diverse. I can taste like salts. I can taste tomatoes, like the acidity of tomatoes, and pussy. Those are like the 3 things that my palate is.
What you say?
You gotta either add.
No, it's just not on my palate.
You gotta eat the egg.
Oh, okay.
But it should be. You gotta eat the egg.
not going to admit to that.
That's part of the solid. Part of the,
Well, it's 2017, so they put it on Instagram. Like they showing it live on Instagram.
They are.
Shout out to Bossy Vibe. Took Big Homie Take Weekend over. You gotta shout out, but single-handedly with her iPhone and a charger.
That's all she did.
With her iPhone, she didn't go to sleep not one time. She was woke for 3 days straight and making a movie.
She was lit.
Keep it 100. I don't want to go next year if she not dead.
Real rap. Listen, if Bossy ain't at the airport with her phone,
she gonna have her own app where you can track Bossy.
Yeah, you got to. You got
to. She don't do that. She not.
I'm gonna keep it, and that's what I say.
Man,
I ain't gonna lie. I love the whole movement because it was real.
Yeah.
Like the whole movement was real. She really snatched money, was smoking weed, running down a hotel hallway and jumped in a cab. You only see that on movies. We talking about a young girl from Philadelphia that lived the movie. So I can't be and hitting whatever she wants.
Hitting it all.
I'm hitting you. I'm hitting you.
Yep.
Shower? No, I'm hitting you. I'm hitting you.
He was like, wash up, take a shower, get in the tub.
And she kept
and
her.
She came home having it her way.
Kept her flip flops on the whole time.
No, she slipped out of her flip flops and slipped into somebody's ears and then slipped out of them. She did a two-step. I never saw nobody do a two-step.
I loved it, yo. I loved it.
All that.
I guarantee you, Liv Lobby was never popping like that before. Because she never got in. But that lobby was rolling. She had the lobby roll. She drinking people drinks. And that's why I say she just lived life. She said, I'm going down there with my tax money and I'm living life.
And I have a good time.
And blew it. And shout out to her boyfriend for taking her back. He the realest.
Wow.
He the realest.
See, I didn't see the reunion show. I don't know what.
I was
picked her up that night. Picked her up she came home. Mom tried to beat her up at the airport. She said, I need a black and mild. Boyfriend came to pick her up.
He had the weed. He had the black and mild.
All
he
that.
Had the drink. I had to be to work at 7 o'clock in the morning. She
I
had
was
me
on her
up.
live.
She had me up. I was like, I'm like this checking
I
her
was
page.
coming from Atlantic City.
Both on our phone, 4 o'clock in the morning in the bed.
I'm coming from Atlantic City.
Like, I wish she go back
Meek
home
Mill
now.
on there like,
Meek Mill on there.
Yeah.
She won.
It was lit.
What that mouth do? That's all you had to say, and she showed him right on live. Right on live to the boyfriend.
Top thing right up.
Shout out to the boyfriend.
Shout out
to the realest.
One of the things that I admire about you and your craft and the way that you go about yours is you're close.
Hey, celebrity flashes here.
You're close ties to the hood. Even in your name, the #1 food trapper is a direct connection to the hood.
Know.
How has because a lot of people will get to your level of success and accomplish some of the things that you've accomplished and automatically say, yeah, I'm out. I'm getting up out of here, or I'm only cooking for this person, that person, nobody else. You, everywhere I'm at, I see you cooking. It's plans to sell all day. Like he slinging it on Thursdays. He hustling on Sundays.
That's how you got big.
What made you want to stay rooted like that?
I grew up listening to NWA. I was like 8, 9 years old. I grew up listening to NWA. I actually never listened to R&B music until P&B Rock. Yeah, I'm talking about. You ready? You ready for why? I don't need another nigga singing to my girl to get her in the mood. I'm straight off that. I'm straight off. I'ma handle that. Like, you see what I'm saying? So my slow CDs. You want to know what my slow CD was? My slow CD was Jay-Z Unplugged. That was the calmest, the coolest I could ever get into.
Listen, I'm listening to that Sunday, and I'm trying to tell somebody about Jaguar Wright.
So my ties to the hood was at 10 years old, knowing that they don't play Ice Cube on the radio.
Right.
Like, but then going to school and saying I want to be a marine biologist just because I know ain't nobody know what it meant. You see what I'm saying? Like, just little stuff. I was always the different kid. Like, I was always in the house watching Channel 12. And I grew up. I lived in every project in Philadelphia, the biggest projects, the ones.
What side you was on?
South Side, Hoyt Terrace.
You from South
Terrace.
What? There you go. I would, yeah. And the beautiful thing about Passyunk projects was South Side versus North Side, but then when we out of Passyunk, it's versus Tasca and it's versus everybody else. You see what I'm saying? Right. So that was the beautiful thing about. So I used to have to catch the bus from Passyunk projects to Stoddard Fleischer on Spring Garden. So I'm dealing with Richard Allen at school all day, and then get on the bus and had to deal with 3 different projects, and then the North Side when I get home. So that's why I'm talking about when I say I'm hood to the core, it's tatted on me. Hood pain. I know what it is. We live a different type of pain. I had to teach young boys as a manager. The young boys would come in and I catch them crying in the back room or something, and I say, "What's up with you?" "Man, my man got killed last night." You know you could have took off for grieving. Yeah. You know you didn't have to come to work. You know there's a such thing as grieving. They don't even know. So we deal with a different type of pain in the hood. So that's why I'm never ever gonna forget Germantown 301 West Queen Lane. That's when I first started growing up. You see what I'm saying? So my man Smooch lived across the street. He had cable. Okay. Because he lived across the street. He had Greater Media. And that's what I say. He had Greater Media. We used to watch the box, watch cartoons over there. And we used to go steal from the market and bag bags at the market. But I was doing the same thing then. They were stealing candy, I was stealing hot dogs. Okay. And then we would go in the backyard with the little cinder block brick, and I would put wood and stuff in there. I'm talking about 8, 9 years old, 3rd, 4th grade. Put wood in a cinder block, put a hot dog on a stick and roast hot dogs. They remind me of that stuff now. You see what I'm saying? Like you chef boy now. Like I remember when I used to keep a chicken bouillon cube in the corner of my cheek, like how baseball.
Like it was a secret.
Like I used to just keep a chicken bouillon cube like right there, and then like all day, like the salt would dissolve and the flavor would dissolve and all of that, and I would just keep it in my cheek. I didn't know why. Like I just didn't know why. So when people say I got a different connection to food, or I want Chef Millie to cook for me, I do. I got my knees and wonder why my toast was burning at the age of 7 years old in the broiler. The little butter, you cut the butter in the square.
That's how I used to make my
7 years old, I used to put the butter on the bread, and then the other part would burn, but then the butter part wouldn't burn, and that tastes better. So I figured out I would spread the butter over the whole bread, make the whole bread not burn and taste better. Yeah. I was 7 when I did that. I still teach. I teach grown-up cooks. They call themselves professional cooks. Me. Everything has to be even. Everything has to be. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about these boys. They making money as saying that they're cooks, and I gotta explain things to them that I done when I was 7 years old, and I turned 38 next week. Yeah. So it's like I do got a different connection.
Cancer too. How about that?
You already know. I already know. All that freaky shit.
So I heard. I listened to an interview on another show.
Yeah.
We're not gonna throw it out there, but DJ Khaled. They was interviewing DJ Khaled, and he was like, "Yo, I'm glad the first thing I did wasn't a #1 hit. I'm glad that I'm hitting my pinnacle now after I put in so many years. I feel like you got a similar trajectory. A little bit of this Quavo setting in on me.
Yes, you should.
The trajectory is you there now to where, and it also timing is everything, because now it seems like the food game and the cooking game is at an all-time high. It's the trendy thing. So how do you feel about that? How do you feel about? Do you feel like it's timing, or do you feel like it was individuals like you, Gordon Ramsay, that made the trend possible?
Shout out to Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay is the reason why don't nobody ask me about no beer guard. Don't nobody say nothing about my tattoo. I worked in Caesars in Atlantic City, a corporation where it says in the employee handbook you may not have visible tattoos or beards.
Right.
I worked there.
Right.
And can't nobody say nothing to me because of Gordon Ramsay. So yeah, it is time, and the times have changed. I worked in Center City where the Mexicans wash dishes and prep food because you show them they do it and they work hard for cheap labor. Right. Black people, they can talk English. We can speak English and we can communicate, and we work horses. So we line cooks, and then the coaches are the chefs.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I worked down there, and then I realized like that's what was going on. So then guess what? I switched up, and I seen how everybody was AI, or when they wasn't respecting AI, when they thought just AI was dribbling and couldn't shoot. So then I said, oh, all right, that's what they think we do. I'm gonna make sure that we could dribble, we could shoot, we could do all that, and I'm gonna open up all of the doors for everybody that look like me.
Yeah.
Straight like that.
Now that was another thing that stuck out to me, especially back in the triple play days and all of that. You had your youngs in there working, and young boys that was coming up after you. What made you go that route? Was that something that they came to you like, yo, Millie, we trying to get down, or was you like, yo, why don't you get us a crack?
1980 to 2008, every bar you went in was some old head, dirty boy,
Motorcycle.
some little dirty old head putting fish on wheat bread, calling it a fish sandwich.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's almost true. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. So I said I'm gonna go the young bull route because young bulls is sponges. So I could teach them how to cook like me. I'm gonna teach them. Gordon Ramsay taught me. I'm gonna teach them how to do it. And they got energy, and they don't care, and they driven by money. Some older gentlemen not even driven by money. I want to leave work early.
Yeah.
For what? I didn't ask you to clock out and work. Why you want to leave work early? So they can't even let the money drive them. So the young boys was letting the money drive them, but at the same time they didn't even dig that they was picking up a skill. And I was teaching them a skill that they don't like. A lot of them now, they went to college, come back, all that. All they was working for was Balenciaga money for that year prom. And I was cool with that because they was all coming in and they was all working hard, and I ain't mind that. And they did. They did. That young boy crew at Triple Play, I got to shout them out because I never made more money than with them. I never had an easier day than with them. You see what I'm saying? So I love them young bulls. Shout out to all them young bulls that went to King. It was all coming down. They all played for the football team with my son, Lil Millie. And that's why I went the young bull route. Because I was always younger than everybody in the kitchen as a manager, as a cook. So, and I was always killing them. So it was like, I'm going to go the young bull route. And then I just wanted to get rid of all of them old heads. I want to teach us and get rid of all of them old heads that y'all don't even really like the food anyway. Y'all just eating it because y'all drunk.
Yo, how did the triple play situation? Because I ain't gonna lie, that's where I first. It was like it seemed like right after the show. Well, no, it seemed like
No.
Triple play first.
Yeah, I was at Triple Play, and then the show came on while we had Triple Play.
So how did the triple play situation start? How did that happen?
Triple Play.
And who was involved?
Triple Play came about. The very first concept of Triple Play is when I was in Houston for All-Star Weekend, probably 4 or 5 years before that. I'm in Houston, and they put me on a flyer.
Should say Houston, Texas.
They put me on a flyer with 2 Chainz. What's up, OJ? Chilling. So they put me on a flyer with 2 Chainz, and I'm like, 2 Chainz is 2 Chainz. I'm just some chef boy from Philadelphia. This was before the show and all of that. So I called Aaron. I was like, yo, Aaron, they got me on the flyer. Call 8Bug215. They got me on the flyer with 2 Chainz, bro. I said, listen, right? I don't know what's going on, but eventually, one day, I said, this is what I told him, sitting in Houston. Keep partying and keep showing that you know where all the good food at. And then one day, I'm going to be the person to cook the food, and you're going to be the one to tell them to come to our party. So then, boom, just years went on, and then Rose used to be rolling bad. Like, bad. Like, it was easy in there. So, Rose had died down, and then 8Bug, he had started reaching his pinnacle as a person to tell people where the party was at, or where the cool people was at. And then we had these young cats, Camaro, Rob, and Ron, that now had linked up with 8Bug. 8Bug bringing his crowd, they bringing their crowd, so they doing the party, and then we doing the food. Shout out to OG Tommy, that used to be having Rose rolling on the food. You see what I'm saying? So shout out to him. And they said, well, Millie better than Tommy. We more popping. We more popping than all of the. We got clubs popping in Center City. Imagine what we could do in the hood. So let's all put it together. I never knew Camaro, Rob, or Ron. We had all got on the phone one day, and it was funny because Aaron know me. We grew up together, and Camaro, Rob asked Aaron, like, you think Millie we could hire him? You think we could hire him and he'd work for us?
Right.
And Aaron was like, don't even ask him, bro. You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm going to ask. Camaro, Rob, he's face forward. Don't mind what he say out his mouth.
Right.
He got on the phone and asked me, he was like, yo, you think we could just pay you to, like, work for us? I said, man, I don't work for nobody. I said, I don't care if I don't make a dime working for myself. And I ain't working for nobody. I said, the only people I would work for is the Four Seasons in Center City, because they never had a minority chef, and Gordon Ramsay, because he's the #1 chef in the world. And if you pick me to work for him, I know I'm bull.
Right.
I said, but no, I ain't working for y'all. I said, I'll rent the kitchen off y'all, and y'all can give me whatever ticket y'all want, because I can cover it.
Right.
So then that's how Triple Play came about, and then that's how the whole, because I was in the club scene like in my 20s, and early 30s and all that. So it all came together, like it was like, Millie party, Millie liked to party, Millie turn up.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then Millie can cook. You see what I'm saying? And then just to be real blunt about it, when I was in the streets and I was, part of the streets and part of that whole demographic, I was always early. You can always trust me. I was never short, and I had the cheapest numbers. Same thing when it came to the food. It's like some of those people that used to come buy food off me never even knew that I cooked, but they trusted me because of how I was when they knew me in the streets. Yeah. He was always sitting there waiting for me. I never had to wait on him. I had taught the streets a lot of stuff too. I taught the streets a lot of stuff, and then I taught the cooking game a lot of stuff.
I don't know where y'all give credit to, but I give Millie the credit of on Instagram. I never seen Chef in front of so many Instagram
No,
videos.
that's
Millie came about.
true.
You see what I'm saying? Like before Millie, it was I didn't even know nobody that was trying to promote themselves as a chef.
Yeah.
And oh, this is why y'all should come to this bar. This is why y'all should come to this event.
Oh.
It's because Chef such and such. I never heard nothing like that before. So I was enamored with the whole Millie Triple Play situation, and I was like, yo, this is something different.
Yeah.
They using a chef almost as a cornerstone of what's making this pop. So I want to just tip of the hat to you for that, because that was the first time I ever seen that shit.
But to be truthful, the whole country seen it. The country seen it. Everybody seen it. So it was like nobody done what I did for the hood. Like nobody, like you said, nobody would have came back. Any chef of mine, they asked me. Them corporate chefs used to ask me, why are you cooking in the hood? I used to look at it as disrespect. Like they ain't even dead.
I'm
like
looking out for my people.
I'm looking like, cause y'all won't go back and cook in the hood and give them good food and make sure that the salt and pepper is cooked and not put on last and uncooked. So then that's why they got all these problems with blood problems and
high blood pressure.
Listen,
and all that.
so let me keep it right here. What I did for the hood and what I did for Philadelphia is I raised the bar. You came to Triple Play and you had the food, and it was this dude that was actually on TV now cooking in Triple Play.
Yeah.
So now when you go to Joe Blow Bar and they pump you some bullshit, you gonna snap out like you at a restaurant and say, I don't want this. Like, give me my money back.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the bull
It's a bunch of them.
that's from TV that's cooking in the hood. You see what I'm saying? So, but I had set everybody up at Dougie's because the show was taped. And I worked harder than I ever did when I was at Dougie's.
Shout out to
Doug. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, Doug was my guy.
And I was in there working like a slave, cleaning trash cans out front on purpose. So when people see the show come on, they like, damn, the bull is a regular hard worker. To be totally honest, I want to go down. That's what I want to see to be. That none of you dudes couldn't work harder than Chef Millie. He was the Chinese store, better than the Chinese store. He was open before y'all, open later than y'all. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I really want to go down. The chef thing, that'll ice the cake. But I want to go down as just one of the hardest workers to show people, like, if you work hard, you can win. I got talent.
Yeah.
I'm smart as shit. I got talent. I was a young kid that used to say, I work smart, not hard. I work smart, not hard. I used to be one of them.
How did you get on TV? How did that?
They sent me an email.
Oh, they sent you an email. Oh, okay.
Oh, they reached out to you.
They reached out to you. How did they find out about you? That's the question.
I was the head chef at Warm Daddy.
Oh,
Wow, that's a little nugget I never knew. I never knew that.
Don't nobody ever remember.
Did you have a signature dish at Warm Daddy's? Like, what was your thing? What was
the
your thing
deep
at
fried
Warm
lobster tail, the Cajun battered cornmeal deep fried lobster tail. And when I did it at Warm Daddy's, Steven Starr was doing it at Root, whatever that was.
Route 66?
No, Root, whatever it was on Spring. Yeah, on so it was. So you got Chef Millie doing the deep fried lobster tail, and then you got Steven Starr doing the deep fried lobster tail.
I deep fry turkeys.
I feel you. No, I feel, and I love that.
No.
I love that. But yeah, I was the head chef at Warm Daddy's, and I was popping. So Instagram, Hell's Kitchen Instagram dropped a casting call. They dropped the casting call on Instagram, and so many people added my name to the casting call. They came to my Instagram page, found out my email, sent me an email, asked me would I attend the casting call. That's a whole nother story all in itself.
Yeah.
I attended the casting call. It's 2,000.
Lean in when he get low like that, because that means he about to drop some jewels.
Oh, this heavy. This real life. I attended casting calls. 2,000 people at the casting call that want to be on TV. I attended casting call because y'all asked me. So I go down there. I'm peeping. They calling 3 people at a time. I look at my number. I'm sitting there for a couple hours. They calling people. They calling people. Boom! I peep the rotation, or I peep the trend, or how they calling people. My number not gonna get called. I text my peoples. I text old girl like, oh girl, I'm like, I've been down here all this time. They're not even gonna call my number. She texts me back, chill. So now I start investigating. Where are they taking the people that they calling the numbers? So they call. So it's a group of people standing where they calling the numbers. So I go stand next to them. This the truth. I'm talking about old school. God can strike me down right now. Boy, come out the door and say who. My number never been called.
Wow. He
come out the door and say who next. Everybody look at each other and I say me.
That's what he do at the probation office. That's what he do at the probation office. I'm next. I've been sitting there waiting too fucking long.
I say I'm next. Boom. Go in the little interview room. They interview 4 or 5 people at a time, and the girls say, "Show me how you are when you in the kitchen." So I go to stand up, and she say, "Why are you standing up?" I say, "Cause I ain't never did shit sitting down in the kitchen."
I done broke my damn nail.
Lipstick. We got fucking important guests right here tonight. Ask more fucking questions. We can't have these people here with dead radio silence.
Shut the fuck up, Luke. I just broke my nail, and you ain't talking about nothing.
Alright, y'all, welcome back to the last half hour of the Happy Hour show with me, Uptown Buck, Luciano.
Hello!
Lipstick Superstar. We got Shahada with us. Hey.
Oh, back ahead is amazing.
Shout out to Wild Fun Bags and our very special guest, Chef Millie. But of course, my dog, Celebrity Flash, with me rocking. Pots and Pans is on Spotify, iTunes, every
Google Play, all that.
Pots and Pans
And
at
make
808.
sure y'all get it too. Make sure y'all get it.
Download it. Buy the hard copy though.
Okay.
She come back with them tights, so I'm trying to see what this look like.
You know what? I should.
Edit that out.
No, coming back to, let's talk about Sunday.
No, can't offer you a drink. Nothing. Edit that out.
Let's talk about
No
Sunday.
drink, sweetie. Nothing. Older.
I like your flip flop.
You know what? I can't.
You want to
I get ready to do your hair.
So Lily, let's talk about Sunday. So Sunday at Ridge Capital,
Shameless plug to
You
her
and
Ridge
Rel
Capital.
Yeah, it's me and
are
Rel.
having a cook-off?
Yeah. Me and Rel having a cook-off at Ridge Capital on Sunday, July 2nd. My birthday, July the 9th.
Okay.
July 7th, baby.
Yeah,
Cancer gang.
yeah,
What
I'm
are the times?
5 to 10. It's
Okay.
from 5 to 10. I did it on Sunday because I turned 38. And I want people to be able to feel comfortable, you know, my age demographic, to come out
On
and
Sunday,
feel comfortable, to come to Ridge Capital. I don't want to hear none of that. I ain't coming there. None. It's during the daytime. Like,
Yeah.
come out, have some food, have a good time, and roll.
Well,
Like,
for the people that don't know, you want to give us the address?
the address is 29th and Ridge Avenue in
Okay.
North Philadelphia.
Can't miss it.
So, you know, don't miss it, because like I said, it might be my last hurrah in the hood. And that's why I did it in the hood. I could go anywhere in the country and throw a cook off and throw a cooking anything. But I chose to do it in the hood. Like, you see what I'm saying? Because that's where I'm from. And I just want people to come out. I want them to see that the corporate world could come back to anywhere and do whatever they want to do.
Yeah,
So Ridge Capital, July 2nd. It's Chef Millie, it's Chef Rel. You see what I'm saying? I'm the #1 food trapper. Who want to test me? Right? So let's go.
So it's all you can eat?
No, well, Old Country Buffet on the Boulevard closed down. I was amazed by that.
Oh, wow, I didn't know.
So
Which
no,
just
this
goes
ain't
to
all
show
you-
the model.
They had
Yeah.
roaches in there
Yeah, this
soldiers
ain't all you can
anyway,
eat.
so
But
it's not
actually, it's the best food thing that ever happened to a bar. You know how they do fish fries and what was it? It used to be beef and beers and all that.
Yeah.
No, actually, I'm gonna do 2 dishes.
Okay.
We're all going to do 2 dishes. So that's 4 dishes you get to choose from. And they all high end. We're all doing crabs and steak. I'm doing lamb and salmon.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
No,
that
one-
ain't never happened.
One thing about Rel, yo, when he used in his
Love
takeover
salmon.
days, his raps and his rolls used to be
Yeah.
A1.
Oh,
I don't know why that's not one of his selections, but them rolls
It's
used to
on
be a
there.
fucking.
No,
yo,
no.
It's
Well,
on
no,
there.
no, his role's not gonna be part of that day.
No,
'cause
yeah,
he
but
wanna
it's on
win.
the
But if
raps
y'all
on
need to
one
check
of
it
them.
out, the raps.
Oh, I
Everybody
love
made
Rel
to put
food.
an obey
I'm
on
like a
everything.
fan
Any
of
tips you got?
Oh, they
Salt and
obey
pepper.
it down. Obey and garlic.
Obey and
Oh,
that's my shit.
Salt and pepper. I'm the salt and pepper king, yo.
Salt and pepper.
Exactly.
I'm
No,
just,
So
what
keep
I-
it basic,
see,
right?
No, not even keep it basic.
Do you hit it with the
For the he the ball too.
Salt bowl.
That's my
Salt,
ball.
salt bay.
But he the ball. But listen, so we've been eating Old Bay for
Ever.
50.
Yeah.
So now when some new boy, Chef Millie, comes and he only puts salt and pepper, you never even tasted it before. So you think it's like this totally
No.
new thing.
No, you corrected these niggas. You said, yo, it's more than one red sauce, red seasoning out here. Oh, fucking right, nigga. I'm a fucking fan, bro.
I had
You say,
them
yo,
all
it
on
ain't
the
more-
board.
That's
I had
good.
them all on the board. When you see a red seasoning on your food, especially if it's coming from Chef Millie,
Paprika.
it might not be Old Bay. I'm gonna keep it a bean with y'all. Because all right, so let me just keep it real with y'all. So Old Bay is paprika, cayenne pepper, salt, thyme, paprika, Old Bay, and what is it? And rosemary, all blended together. So what I did when I had Triple Play and Playhouse and all of that, I put all of those in separate dishes. So I'll put all of the other ingredients but salt. So my Old Bay tastes better than yours because at the end I'm gonna put a little bit of salt. You can't keep putting salt. Why? Because it get too salty with Old Bay. So now they like, damn, really Old Bay is the bomb. No, it's not Old Bay. I just broke down all of the seasonings in there. You see what I'm saying? I did the math. I dropped it to the oils. You see what I'm saying? And whipped it up and served it to the public.
So Millie, last time that I bumped into you personally, we was both a little lit. I ran into you outside of Replay, and you was talking to me about an idea you had about acquiring some vacant lots around the city and taking a more health-based approach. How important to you is getting motherfuckers to eat more healthy, especially the hood, getting the hood to recognize the importance of eating healthy and how much that plays a role in your cooking?
gluten-free?
The #1 thing is people didn't even know that when they was coming to Triple Play, I'm gonna let the secret out. When y'all was coming to Triple Play and Replay, and that y'all was getting wings and all of that, the wings was cooked or what's the term?
Pre-cooked.
Seasoned it up.
Yeah.
They was never seasoned up in the beginning. They were cooked plain and no trans fat, 0 cholesterol, zero everything grease. And then we would fry them so hard. You know how you walk in and say, I want my wings fried hard? There's no such thing as fried hard. It's either proper or improper. It's called rendering down the fat. I want my wings fried hard because I don't want them to be slimy. Because you're not cooking the fat in the wing. So we would cook the fat out the wing in 0 trans fat, 0 cholesterol oil, with no seasoning on them. So in all actuality, I was pumping y'all healthy fried chicken because it was gluten free with no flour on it.
A white person with gluten.
So they looking like, damn, Chef Millie got the best wings. But at the end of the day, they were the most healthy wings in the city. You see what I'm saying? I love using in the city. Everybody, I got the best in the city. But no, it was the most healthy wings, and I never told anybody they was eating healthy fried chicken.
All right.
So Millie, another thing though is, when it comes to eating healthy, a lot of times the only healthy options is like Whole Foods, or this is what people's perception is. It's Whole Foods, and you got to spend a bunch of money to be healthy. What are you doing as Chef Millie to make sure that people in the hood can eat healthy without breaking the bank or without cracking the wallet too far?
Because you go to your local market, you go to Brown's Family ShopRite or whoever they is, and you buy a whole chicken for $4.
$4.
You cook the whole chicken for $4 with salt and pepper. You had $4 with a whole chicken. That's 8 pieces of chicken for $4. Then you go and you get you some. If we had the gardens, they could come get spinach. Spinach grows all year round. Kale is better than spinach.
Yeah, that's
Kale
my
is
shit.
so good.
Kale is better than spinach.
My mom be
Kale is
sauteing that kale, nigga.
What Nicki Minaj say? You can't even spell kale. K-A-L-E.
Motherfucker.
Buy kale from the fucking market. You see what I'm saying? Buy some kale and buy a whole chicken. Put the chicken in the oven for fucking what? At 500 degrees for 35 minutes.
Salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper and kale in the pan with salt and pepper. Let the kale taste like kale and the chicken taste like chicken, and eat healthy and eat good. And you probably had $6 for 6 people. That's $1 a person.
Yeah.
But that's what I was gonna say. See, I don't eat meat. That's what I was gonna say. Like, eating healthy is like super expensive.
Yeah,
it's super
I haven't
it's not.
ate meat in 10 years.
No, eating healthy is not super expensive. It's the mass. It's the weight mass. So if you eat a bowl of fruit, and you take the fruit and you take a cantaloupe and this and that and the other, you're gonna pay $2 for the can. Go to 9th Street actually.
Yeah.
Remember Rocky was running down the street with the fire cans? Go to 9th Street and get dirty and get your cantaloupe and get your watermelon and get your honeydew.
And make
So I
sure
want-
you get your access card.
Yeah,
So I want rappers.
Get your access card.
I want rappers to know that just. I want other rappers.
They don't went crazy with the
I
stamp
want
price.
rappers to know.
70% for the
I know they used to have it. Now it's
What happened?
now it's
The
boosters went up.
free.
The boosters went up.
How
It
you
used to be
gonna steal
$250
something
for
for
$500.
free
Yeah,
and
and
then
then
sell-
charge me.
I never had a booster.
Yo.
Niggas always be getting the deals but me. I'm the
Really?
only one got to pay for
You gotta get a South Philly connect.
Yeah,
All
you
the
gotta
girls
do
still
that.
at South
No, yeah, I used
Philly.
to deal with all the
Every
Philly
girl
is such
South Philly
Yeah.
I don't
healer.
be in South Philly and I don't go out, so I'm not gonna run into a joint and be like,
No, you gotta get a
I be paying full price for everything.
Who said it? I love girls.
He had all the
girls I
chicks.
do adore. He had all the chicks.
So, Millie, let me ask you, what advice do you have for other chefs in the city?
Up and coming chefs.
Up and coming chefs. Do you have for them, to reach your caliber, your status?
Run.
They're not gonna reach his
I
caliber.
mean, it's
They
always
could.
he can
They
always
could.
take someone
Now
under his
listen,
wing.
you know why? I'm gonna tell you my secret. I worked for free. I hustled the shit out of Center City. They hired me as a cook, but then I was on the schedule from 5 to 1, and I would come in at 12 to learn what the chef was doing to get us ready for that day. What is the chef actually doing to get us ready? I'm gonna go in early. I'm not gonna watch Sports Center. I'm not gonna watch Steph Curry get better at his craft.
Right.
I'm gonna get better at my craft.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I was gonna say. We talking about that earlier when I used to be on the block talking. You know what I mean? They was talking about him. And we all put our money together. We go get like 6 platters.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
They pull up the gram. I'm like, oh, that shit look banging.
Hey, Flash.
What's up?
You said you ain't ate meat in 10 years, in over 10 years. I don't want other rappers to get it confused like you still not ready for the beef if it come your way.
Yeah.
I eat kid.
Niggas don't want beef that do chicken.
I buy that salmon, that scallops, I'm heavy crab leg ball.
Yeah.
I spend a check.
Yo, Millie, so this is another thing that I was wondering about, right?
No, at all.
Everybody
This
can
what
eat
I never-
salmon every day. I'm tuna steaks. That's an expensive.
I saw y'all do this one time at this was back when it was Playhouse still.
Y'all take y'all shots now?
Yeah, we took them shots, but
only one.
you late. What's some healthy options for breakfast? Because it's hard to find a variety of breakfasts that are healthy for you. What are some healthy breakfast options?
Omelets with vegetables.
What is a onion and a pepper? What category
They're
does an onion
vegetables.
a vegetable?
Yeah,
So why not put spinach and broccoli
That's
in your
what I
home
did.
fries
Yeah.
That's what I said.
instead of putting just the onions and the pepper?
peppers.
Bulk it up with some broccoli.
Yeah.
And do the research. If y'all don't believe me, do the research. It don't make no sense to eat a all white. Let me get an omelet, all egg whites.
Yeah.
That don't make no sense. It don't make no sense.
Yeah.
It does nothing for
And
you.
I love
it.
egg
Does.
white.
It's nothing. If you eat the yolk and the egg, it's perfectly fine. Cooked shrimp, a cooked shrimp omelet with broccoli or
Please add
spinach.
grits, please. I love grits so much
too.
with shrimp.
I mean, you can. I mean, you can if you want to. That's old African shit. You see what I'm saying? That's why we love it, because it's in our roots. You see what I'm saying? To eat grits or actually to cook down rice. Cook rice all the way down to the grit form. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, that big bowl y'all see the Africans sitting around,
Yeah.
and they make that paste, and then that paste stick to their stomach, and then they working all day.
Yeah.
And they ate that one meal. I'm telling you, it's grits, it's cooked shrimp, but it don't contain the fat.
Yeah.
So that is
It's
important.
the fat.
That is important to being productive throughout the day.
Yeah.
Is a healthy breakfast. Do you agree with that, or is that the bullshit they've been
No.
That's just
Food is
easy
energy.
breakfast, yeah.
I use food for energy. When I eat food, I never ever get the itis. I go faster. When I eat food, it's energy. Like it turned me up. So that's called gluttony. If you eating and you get tired, you probably eating too much.
That's a sin now.
You see what I'm saying?
Gluttony
But
is
if you eating for energy, it's totally different. You'll eat something and you'll turn up and you'll be like, damn, I need something to eat. And then if you eat when you hungry, but a lot of people don't know what hungry is.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because they've been spoiled and all of that. But I know what hungry is when there's nothing to eat.
So are you a fan of like eating 3 meals a day, or making sure you eat one healthy meal a day in the morning?
All I'm a fan of is eating when you hungry.
Yeah.
When you hungry, you eat.
I eat twice a day.
When you hungry, you eat, and you sleep when your body tell you tired. Not when I want to take a nap. The only time I go to people, the number one question used to be is, when the fuck do Chef Millie go to sleep?
Real shit.
When my body tired. I don't tell my body I'm tired. I'm only when my body say I ain't doing it no more. I'm going to sleep. Period, point blank, and that's it, man. And that's the definition of trap or die.
For sure.
We're gonna pause it real quick.
Trap
Millie.
or
Looking at the future of Millie, what do you plan on doing? Do you want to like do a cookbook?
He's leaving the hood.
I know he's leaving the
This is
hood, but
last
do you
shebang.
ever consider doing a cookbook and starting a cooking school?
I don't know why you said that, but yeah, these kids that come out of cooking school, they actually get a certificate telling them that they chefs. And then they come into the kitchen. When I was coming through the ranks and then walking to a cook, I was always a cook.
Yeah.
I was a cook, no school.
No school, yeah.
So how you think you gonna walk out of school and burn me down?
Yeah.
No. So I do, you know, in my later years, I want to do a cookbook and I want to do a class for cooking that's called Real. I need my food right now. Give me my food right now. Like how niggas be at the bar. Give me my food right now. Y'all been taking all over my food. I'll beat the shit out of one of you niggas. Damn! I'm cooking it. I swear I am. You see what I'm saying? But no, it need to be a real cooking class. And it need, and Chef Millie, I'm gonna tell the secrets. But my number one secret, I'll tell it right now. Cooking salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper.
If you take 8 grains of salt and 8 grains of pepper and cook it, it's 50.
Yeah.
If you take your food and set it on the table and put raw salt and pepper on your food.
Are we speaking sea salt?
No, we speaking salt, period.
Salt, period.
If it's not expanded, heat make, and this is the truth, heat makes stuff expand, cold makes stuff contract.
Yeah.
So if you cook your salt and pepper, you use less salt and pepper, cook, and you use more raw. Salt in a bottle is raw.
Yeah.
Pepper in a bottle is raw. It tastes different. But I was bored as shit one day in the crib when niggas was making fun of me. Why you ain't coming out and I boil water and put salt in it and tasted it and see what it tastes like. And then I taste it on the table. When you cook salt, it's sweet.
It's sweet.
When you cook pepper, it's fragrant. That's the things that I've learned. So that's why when you go to fine dining restaurants, it ain't no salt and pepper on the fucking table.
Yeah.
So you can save money and you can save your fucking life by just putting it on beforehand.
Yeah.
And then not waiting till afterwards, putting it on last, and then waiting for the salt to make your lip burn to see if it's enough salt or not. No, we gotta start cooking. Every time I do a little cooking segment for kids at school, guess what I tell them? Mom, can you please put my salt and pepper on first and then cook it? And then they go home and tell their mom that. Chef Millie said, put my salt and pepper on first and then cook it.
Yo,
so that's the number one.
I didn't even know people cook with salt and pepper afterwards. Like, it's so weird.
No,
yeah,
people
they
add it. Like, that's why I was shameless plug. Fuck Boston Market, the company. But they don't even put salt and pepper on their tables no more. Like, you have to ask for it because they put it in there during the pre-cook. So that's kind of their thing. So I know what he's talking about when he do that.
Yeah.
Like, I like healthy eating and I like healthy cooking. All right. For the people that's tuned in, our male listeners and everything, that's a part of the grill life. What are some tips you can give us grillers? Do you have any grill tips?
You know,
more coal, less fire. Let the coal. Oh, so everybody's scared of hookah coals, right? When that hookah coal drop,
hookah hoover. You've been holding it for like 2 minutes now, but
I think I'm a massive grill member. Please, school me.
if a hookah coal drop, you scared to death. Oh my God, that shit gonna burn through my jeans. Same thing with the coals on the grill. Put more coals. Let that shit cook the food with the coals and not with the fire. You see what I'm saying? That fire that's coming up, that's too high. It's extreme heat. Use more coals and then close and open the grill. Play with it. But that's the number one thing to cooking is paying attention and being in it.
How you feel about gas grills?
No, I'm cool with gas grills as long as you're paying attention.
Girls normally want to use gas grills.
I like the
coal and wood give it a different taste.
It does. I like
coal and wood.
Wood chips is cool. My uncle being Dwight, so Dwight.
Oh man, love Dwight. Shout out Dwight. I love Dwight.
I cooked you. Remember that time I cooked you?
They the only,
I was like, Billy, what you getting? Ramsay? Like, yeah, I'm getting.
Because they the only ones got a pit in the store.
Right.
We got a whole pit in our store. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, they use that red bag of coal too.
Yeah.
What is that called?
You know what? We touched on everything. Career. Coming up. So I gotta talk about what the ladies want to know.
Yeah.
What's going on with you? Dating? Married? Single? 17 kids? 1 kid? 1.5? Not claiming? What's going on?
Probably closer to 17 kids than 1.5.
Oh,
You boys is lucky that I found a girl out here. Because if I had time to be out here cooking for these chicks, it wouldn't be nothing y'all could do.
Oh yeah, good food. We dropped the drawers.
I'm talking about breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We dropped the drawers at 6, half a dozen shrimp.
If I was single, it'd be breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's 3 a day. That's 7 days in a week. That's 21 a week, and my DM be popping. Y'all niggas wouldn't stand a chance. I'm gonna keep it real.
And what's your name on Instagram?
Good.
Oh, no, there you go.
I'm talking about y'all wouldn't stand a chance. Because at the end of the day,
can we take a shot to that?
Yeah, take a shot to that. I'm telling you, Gordon Ramsay got me busy.
I'm drinking a white cousin.
I know what you're saying too, because I've been with girls like that. You know, when we have that boy, that guy that cook, we gonna get our girlfriends. We going over Chef Millie's house. We gonna cook us some chicken.
And it'll be a foursome.
Yo, can you imagine a Chef Millie house party?
A foursome.
Oh my fucking
No, that's how it all started. That's how the Seafood Mac started. The Seafood Mac started. I had a social at my crib one day, and I cooked. Everybody come over the crib. I invited all these people that didn't know each other. Let's play cards. Let's cut the music off.
Make some space. Have a good time.
I'm talking about these people had so much fun at this social.
That was
and then
such
the
a
Seafood Mac went
I was trying
crazy.
to
Like, and then Chef Millie started. Like, we need a Seafood Mac. We need that. We need that. We need it again. We need it again. And that's why I say you boys.
So how does
lucky.
your lady feel about you traveling? Because I know that can put a little strain on a relationship.
No, I'm gonna keep it real. I don't know if this girl do push-ups in her spare time or something, but she the strongest woman I ever met.
That's good. Yeah, shout out to her.
I'm Muslim.
Shout out to her.
Shout out Pretty Girl Teach.
Yeah.
I gotta shout out Pretty Girl Teach.
Yeah.
Because I've left this city for months at a time,
And she
had to take out the trash. When I'm home, she never, ever, ever took out the trash, and ever. I leave for months, and she takes out the trash. She holds down the kids.
If you spraying down trash cans in front of Dougie's, nigga, you better be taking out the trash at
You
home.
see what I'm saying? So I gotta shout out her. I'm gonna keep it real. She holds it. I'm talking about holds it down.
yeah.
Well, Ramadan just passed.
Yeah.
Thanks for cutting you off. How did you fast? Like, what was your meal? Did you have meal preparation? What was you eating to keep you going in this summertime?
He gave us dates.
Yeah.
Dates. Number one.
Yeah.
Dates are the number one thing on the planet that you can survive off. You can eat dates and water and not die forever.
Can you explain?
Strawberry cream
So
cheese.
you can eat
Can you
cake
add-
and
no.
water during the
and
daylight.
not die.
No, it's
not die.
Not
No,
during
not
the daytime.
die.
But
Not die.
if you fill your immune system up with enough dates, it has the protein and the sugars and the salts.
So you talking
to
about
carry
dates the
you.
fruit and not dates the calendar
Dates-
equivalent?
No,
That's
I'm
so
talking about dates
nasty
to
though. That's so nasty.
Yeah, no, they not
I don't
nasty.
like
They like
them.
giant raisins.
Yeah, like prunes. I don't.
Yeah, they like
prunes.
giant raisins or giant prunes, and that's why I say like they are the miracle fruit.
Yeah.
So Ramsay and them, right? When you cooking for the public, I'm not going
Or
to
the
just say white
corporate
folk or
world.
the corporate world. A lot of pork is involved. How do you know that your pork is good? Do you cook pork?
Yeah, I cook pork.
So how do you know it's good if you don't taste it?
Well, I cook lamb and I don't taste it. I don't eat lamb. And
No,
I
you
No,
see
like,
it?
I want to hear what he's talking about.
I'm blessed, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking about when I
He
say
got-
I'm blessed.
Yo, his palate extends. His palate extends to his fingertips.
I'm talking about. So let me tell y'all. Let me hip y'all to something. It's called the arts, culinary arts, martial arts, art.
Yeah.
Culinary arts is the only art that you have to use all 5 senses. When I fry something and the sizzle stop, it's done. When I hear the sizzle stop, that means the oil and the water have now stopped fighting, so it's done. When I smell it, it's done. When I hear it, it's done. When I taste it, it's done. So what art am I going to use? What sense am I going to use to figure out when it's done? Sight, hearing, smelling, or tasting? So when I cook pork in the corporate world, guess what? I use hearing, sight, smelling. I don't use the other arts. I don't use those other senses. And I know for a fact, because guess what? I ain't tasting it. And I ain't gonna taste it. And I ain't gonna eat it. And it still come out perfect.
I haven't had pork in 13 years. You
I
can't
tell him, I tell a martial art, I'm talking about, he could beat me up right now. But we use more senses in our art than you do in your martial arts. So, you know.
I did. I had one last question.
more
I think I forgot it.
Close us out, Reed. Close us out.
No, we got some entertainment questions. We asked you enough about you, right? So we are urban. I hate that term, but we a nigga show.
No. Guess what? Let me say this. Ghetto, the word ghetto was used when the Germans took the Jews to a place to incinerate them. So that ain't got nothing to do with dark skin.
It doesn't.
So you can use ghetto as much as you
Except
want.
after them fucking German bastards burnt them Jews.
You said,
That was dark skin.
But no, when I'm in these fine dining restaurants, and one of y'all sitting at a table and y'all order y'all salmon well done, and then they come back and say, oh, it's one of them. They probably ghetto. I always remind them in them kitchens. The ghetto is where the Germans took the Jews. So are they a Jew out there?
With that same face?
With that same face.
That's
and then
the
they gotta shut up.
face.
Good one.
Yeah,
they gotta shut up because you was talking about a dark-skinned person, but actually the ghetto, the first time the ghetto term was used is when the Germans took the Jews somewhere, and then the Jews did the Jews dirty by letting them sign them life insurance policies, knowing that they was on their way to die.
Yeah. That's
so
horrible.
you could use the word ghetto all you want.
You know what? Where did you read that? Just for the people that are a little bit more intrigued. And where did you read that from?
In the history books. What's that? 1901 Vine at the library.
Yeah, the big library.
Well, you know they kind of canceled out a lot of history books. I know it's just no shit. They canceled out a lot of stuff.
That's exactly where I got that from. And just to be on record, humans, we all humans. Benjamin Franklin actually did a study on humans before back in the day, and he took a bunch of black babies and a bunch of white babies, and they all learned at the same pace. Benjamin Franklin did that. So I always make sure people know and use the word Pangea, because the tectonic plates that cause earthquakes and stuff like that, the Mongolians are short and fat and have chinky eyes because of the snow, because of the glare off the snow, and they gotta be short and fat to deal with the heat. Yeah. They gotta have heat in their body. Africans are tall and skinny with peasy hair because the sun is so hot it can't absorb all of that heat into their fat, or they will overheat.
You know what? I watched Hidden Colors 1, 2, and 3. I didn't get the 4 and 5, but it's very any African American, any person of color should definitely watch Hidden Colors. It's inspirational. That's number one. And it's educational.
Yep.
That's number 2. It enlightens you.
It's always down to evolution, to where that short people like Mexicans that did crops, God made sure that they were short so they could get to the crops.
Yeah.
And African elephants are now no longer growing tusks because they were killed for their ivory.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So now they don't even grow tusks no more. You gonna kill us for our ivory? We ain't growing them no more.
Yeah.
Can't kill us.
I'm telling you, man.
So it all boils down back to the number one,
this
the
was
reason
a
why
beautiful
we
show.
here.
It was really like education. We touched on everything. This was like amazing.
And that's what I said.
Seriously.
I am.
This is our independent show.
And guess what? If you walk up to me and you ask me what's your origin and who you is, I'm gonna say I'm a hood nigga.
I like that.
For sure.
For sure.
All way down.
But you're not ghetto.
But I ain't ghetto. If the Germans ain't
and burn you
at all. And that's why I say, man, I'm gonna keep it real with you. If today I want to tell people, this is the number one thing I want to tell people. If I ever wanted to tell people anything, if you stop today and said, I want to be an astronaut, you can go to the library and read every book and be better than every astronaut in Houston or in Florida. And they will have to make you an astronaut because you know more than them. You don't gotta fucking DM bitches. You don't gotta fucking be on Instagram. You don't gotta do none of that. You say, I'm gonna be an astronaut, and that's what you do, and then you be number one. You be number one at shit, they gotta look for you. You don't look for them.
Couldn't have put it no better myself. Listen, everybody. It's been the Happy Hour Show. You can't fuck with us unless you fuck with us.
Yeah, right.
I just came up with that, by the way, just like off the brick.
How about
You can't fuck. I just said that.
unless you fuck with us, I like it.
That's the shit we built off of. I want to thank again our fucking guests of the hour.
Yes.
What, an hour? Chef Millie.
And let
One
them know
more
his
round of
Instagram
applause.
name.
Yes.
You
So
can't
they
even
can
fuck with us
follow
with some good shit. Our host that has always
done
been
broke
doing
up
this
fights.
shit. Yo, this has been a great show. I can't wait for y'all to fucking see this, feel this, and fucking experience this experience that we had here today. I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Bizzini's, Famous Hoagie Steaks and Seafood.
For sure.
God,
Yeah.
man, what up? You can't spell the word host without spelling
No,
it
you
with a
can't spell
P-I-Z-I-N-I-S.
Busy.
The shrimp, all that.
The
Y'all gotta
shrimp
come
is
through here. Lindley Ogots, 1800 Lindley Avenue. If y'all want to map quest this shit, the shit has been so real. I'm so grateful for our hosts. So grateful for our guests. So grateful for this hat. I don't know where this shit came from, but until next time.
Check us out. Every
It's
Tuesday.
out.
Yeah.
Every
Happy
Tuesday.
Hour Show signing out. Catch y'all next week.